All right, race fans, let's talk about a big Wednesday afternoon here at Delaware Park. The weather was nice in the mid-80s. The main track was fast. The turf was very firm. Rail setting today for our 3 turf races was at 35 feet. Let's get right to the racing action on this 9-race card for Wednesday. Race 1 would kick off the popular early pick 5. They bet over 28,000 into the early pick 5 on Wednesday. Race 1, we're going a mile and a 16th on the main track. 12,000 starter allowance, optional claiming 20,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Wednesday's opener.
Away and running. Tardy start for the 5 Alvi. Good speed from Melt With You today at 2-1 at last flash. First Glimpse came away in second, and in the dances right there too. Sir Exton is scraping the paint early on in front of Harvard. Second to last is Hoku, and Alvi with a terrible start is faced with a daunting task. So around the first turn they go. Melt With You is the leader, and it's a long 3/4 of a length, and First Glimpse is right there applying that moderate pace pressure with 6.5 furlongs to go. Sir Exton has the box seat today in that 3rd place position, and In the Dance tries to get going on the far outside and now claims 3rd. Up the inside, Harvard tries to save ground, passed by Hoku second last, and Alvi still at the back of the pack. Down to the 5 furlong pole they pass, and Melt With You's doing it nice and easy today, leads by a long half length. First Glimpse is right there continuing to chase the speed in second, and still a length and 3/4 down to Sir Exton, who's coming under a heavy drive in 3rd. In the Dance is deep on the track, and Hoku is trying to get closer. Harvard stays at that rail to no avail, and Alvi's trying to pick off that rival as they turn again. There's been no twist to the plot. Melt With You continues the lead. First Glimpse continues the chase, and In the Dance looms a dangerous presence on the far outside, and Hoku is right there against the rail, and closing in is Alvi. 3 chances at the quarter pole with Melt With You still clinging on to the lead. In the Dance goes wide. In between rivals is First Glimpse. The rail belongs to Hoku, and they turn for home. In the Dance has all the momentum, and In the Dance takes the lead. It's a leg-weary leader, though. Hoku comes probing up the paint, and First Glimpse not going down without a fight. First Glimpse and In the Dance 1-2 with 50 yards to go. In the Dance pulling away at 6-1. In the Dance has won it. First Glimpse second, Hoku third, and Alvi was fourth.
In the Dance, a 4-year-old son of Imagining gets his 6th lifetime win, now over $200,000 in career earnings for In the Dance, who wins for Curio Racing Group and trainer Lynn Ashby. Nice ride, jockey Jose Batista. In the Dance goes off 6-1 and pays $15.40 to win race 1. Let's take a look at race 2. We kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming $50,000 for straight 3-year-olds or 4 and up, never won 2. Let's check out the action from race 2.
Away and running. The favorite pings first. Hey Big Un breaks outward but has the lead. Possum is going to protect the rail early on with 7.5 furlongs to go. Top Blood is committed to a 3-wide kick. And Preacher Myers is last of all, but it's a close-knit group with 7 furlongs to go. So Hey Big Un shows them the way, and this big horse leads by only 3/4 of a length. Top Blood right there, the longest shot on the boards, getting closer to a paceless affair. And Preacher Myers with those yellow blinkers is deep on the track, and Possum stays at the rail. 2 sets of 2 down to the 5.5 furlong they go, and it's Top Blood who leads the charge now. Lets it out a notch to lead by only a neck. Hey Big Un with overwhelming public support is right there creeping closer without being asked. Preacher Myers continues to stay off the fence, and Possum still on hold, last of the quartet. So Top Blood with upset on its mind kicks away by a length and a half. Hey Big Un is going to have to switch off the inside to try to take a clear crack at the leader, and does just that. And Preacher Myers comes 3 wide, and Possum struggling at the back of the pack. Here's the 5/16 pole. Preacher Myers takes the lead. Hey Big Un is in for the fight, and Top Blood tries the counter, and at a steady, hard entering the quarter pole. So they're homeward bound now, and Preacher Myers takes the fight to Hey Big Un. Top Blood is the one who had to hesitate going around the second turn, and they swing in, and Hey Big Un up the fence, shaking off the challenge of Preacher Myers. Myers. Inside the furlong pole, Hey Big Un slowly slipping away from Preacher Myers, Top Blood, and Possum. And that's how they'll finish to the second of the day. Hey Big Un first under the line at 1-2.
Hey Big On, the 3-year-old son of the Factor, gets his second lifetime win from 5 starts. Nice ride there, Martin Shawan for trainer Greg Compton. Hey Big On went off 1-2 and paid $3 to win race 2. Let's take a look at race 3. We'd start a pick 5 in race 3. We're going 7.5 furlongs on a firm turf course, rail at 35 feet, claiming $16,000 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 2. Let's check out the action from race 3.
Away and running. Nice level start. Good speed in the center for Canoes, the orange cap of Makoa. And return fires right there too. And Spy Wars makes up the first 4. Fight No More Forever, the first one into the 5th one away. Half a League has 2 beaten, which is If I Were You. And El Fuego Mas Brillantes last to go around this first of 2 turns. And with the rails out at the maximum position, Canoes spearheads the field by a length. Return fires right there, a lonesome second place traveling horse, and then Spy Wars is off the fence in that 3rd place position. There's a line of 3 that chases the trio. If I Were You deep on the track starts a steady advance. Makoa stays against the rail, and Fight No More Forever is in between rivals in 6th. El Fuego Mas Brillantes picked off 1, and Half a League is last of all with 3.5 furlongs to go. So Canoes, the public's pick, continues to show him the way. It's 3/4 of a length. Return Fire is hounding his speed every step of the way. Spy Wars is getting closer without being asked. If I Were You still needs to find more in that 5th place position, and Makoa's looking for the rail split, and Half a League starts to close with Fight No More Forever, and then If I Were You. It's still Canoes on a tight hold at the top of the stretch. Goes wide for some reason, but still has the lead by 3 open lanes. Makoa emerging from out of the pack, and a whole posse chases for 3rd. They're at the gap, and Canoes is giving plenty. Makoa chasing, so is Spy Wars, and late on the scene is If I Were You. But the favorite's got it done. Canoes has won it over Fight No More Forever, Makoa, and then came If I Were You.
Canoes, a 3-year-old gelding by Constitution, goes coast to coast to win race 3. Canoes now a 2-time winner for Gumpster Stable and trainer Kieran McGee. Nice ride there, jockey Angel Cruz. Canoes went off 2-1 and paid $6.80 to win race 3. Let's take a look at race 4. We'd start another pick 5 in race 4. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming $10,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Haven't won a race since February 9th or never won 4. Claiming races for $8,000 or less, not considered in the eligibility. Let's check out the action here from race 4.
Away and running. A stumbling start for Bird King. Good speed from the favorite, Striking Sparks and Secret Treasure. They break 1-2, and Level Up came away a handy joint 3rd. Style Me Royal tries to take that position away, and Master of None has 2 beaten. A very wide trip for Bird King. And near the back of the pack is Sagrado Rey, so they spin out of the first turn, and Striking Sparks shows the way, but it's a 3-pronged attack right behind him. And Level Up is the first one to apply that pace pressure. Style Me Royal is 4 paths deep for the backstretch run, and Secret Treasure stays a ground-saving 4th. Only a half length down from that one is Master of None, and that teammate is Sagrada Rey to pick off that rival, and Bird King's wide for the backstretch run as well. They race down to the 4.5, and Striking Sparks went off at 2-1 when everything was said and done, and shows the way by 3/4 of length. Style Me Royal is right there, hounding the speed every step of the way in 2nd. Deep on the outside, trying to close in with the yellow cap is Sagrada Rey, while Secret Treasure stays at that rail. Level Up still in front of that rival. Bird King, the actual favorite, is 2nd to last, and Master of None picks off that rival as that quarter pulls in sight. Striking Sparks still in hand and in command, shows the way 3/4 of a length. Style Me Royal is chased throughout as they turn to the top of the stretch. Striking Sparks leads by 1 open length. Style Me Royal trying to bridge that gap ever so slowly, and here he comes. Style Me Royal now surging to strike the front. Striking Sparks has no more to give, and at 4-1, Style Me Royal is long gone. Style Me Royal has won it. Striking Sparks was second, Bird King was a troubled third, and Sagrada Weekend to fourth.
Nice win for Style Me Royal. The 4-year-old by Palace Malice gets his 7th lifetime win, now close to about $100,000 in career earnings. And Style Me Royal loves it here at Delaware Park. 5 of his 7 wins have come right here at Delaware Park. He wins first off the claim, stepping up in class for new owner, trainer Teddy Mayer. Nice ride there, Julio Hernandez. Style Me Royal goes off at 4-1 and paid $10 to win race 4. Let's take a look at race 5. Race 5 is a big field on the turf to kick off the late pick 5. We're going a mile and a 16th on a firm turf course, rail at 35 feet. Nice maiden special weight here for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 5.
Away and running. Terrible start for Hidden Motive. Good speed towards the inside for Redemption Spite. Luke the Machine, they break 1-2. Right there in the blue cap is Juris Doctor, and Frame Up is deep on the course but advances sweetly. And Smart Uncle came away in 4th. The last quartet is Toro Jr., Hidden Motive. Tate's War Cry is second last, and Gallant Lad is last of all. But look at this, Luke a Machine, acting like a 6-furlong sprint, tears away from the opposition and leads by 4 open lengths. Juris Doctor travels in second past the 6-furlong pole, and Frame Up has the run of the race if good enough today. Redemption Spite stays against the rail in that 4th place position, and Smart Uncle is 2 paths off the rail in 5th. Towards the inside, Toro Jr. still heads Hidden Motive, Gallant Lad, and up the inside, Tate's War Cry is last of all. But on top of the field, Luca Machine stretching his field out from one zip code to another, passes the 4-furlong stick with a 3.5 length lead. Juris Doctor's on hold in that 2nd place position, and now getting closer up the fence, Toro Jr.'s coming alive with good energy while a ground saving 3rd. Redemption Spite's deep on the track, and Smart Uncle's in the thick of it too. Now as Luca Machine backs up fast, a new leader. Juris Doctor takes the baton away. Redemption Spite's trying to close in. Toro Jr. rides that rail. Smart Uncle looking for the out as they turn to the top of the stretch. And Gallant Lad is winding up too. They're homeward bound. And Juris Doctor kicks away, but now the leader becomes Smart Uncle, who blazes the trail down the center of the track. And Smart Uncle's very wide, draws level to Juris Doctor, who battles right back. Juris Doctor, Smart Uncle, Juris Doctor, Smart Uncle in the final jump to be in a win photo with Juris Doctor, Gallant Lad, and Toro Jr.
Well, it turned into a 2-horse affair in the final strides. The first-time starter, Juris Doctor, ran a real big second for trainer Michael Stidham. Mark that horse down. Juris Doctor will be tough to beat next time. But Smart Uncle, the 5-year-old son of Uncle Mo's, having a big year. He won a stake race over hurdles earlier this spring. Now he breaks his maiden on the flat for Mrs. S.K. Johnson Jr. and trainer Jack Fisher. Nice ride, Forrest Boyce on Smart Uncle, who's now made over $200,000 in career earnings. He went off 7-2 and paid $9.40 to win race 5. If you hit the early pick 5 on Wednesday, it paid $784.60. Congratulations if you had that. Let's take a look at race 6 to kick off the late pick 4. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track, $25,000 starter allowance, optional claiming $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 6.
Away and running. Good speed 1 from the outside for Dewey's Beast and Frosty the Giant. They break 1-2, and then having to slam on the brakes at the back of the pack was Runyon-esque. Neon Sign came away in 3rd, and Boat Song travels in 4th. Augustine Red was reluctant to load, and the last one after trouble is Runyon-esque. So a good battle brews up top between Frosty the Giant and Dewey's Beast. Those two are separated by a nose at best, and 3 paths deep is Neon Sign, who travels sweetly in 3rd, and Boat Song's committed to a 4-wide kick. Augustine Red is behind a wall of speed, and Runyon-esque whips him in. Around the turn they go, and Neon Sign in the all-white now comes to call for the lead, but kicking again is Frosty the Giant, and Dewey's Beast is right there too. Boat Song is 4 wide, and at 3-2, Augustine Red is last and passed by Runyonesque as they turn for home. Neon Sign kicks for the money and leads by 1. Boat Song continues to give game chase in second. Runyonesque is closing in. They're inside the furlong pole, and Neon Sign still nicely clear at 5-2. Boat Song is fully stretching his speed. Neon Sign has prevailed. Boat Song was second. Frosty the Giant third. Dewey's Beast is in a photo with Runyonesque for fourth.
Well, good to see owner Joseph E. Bessiger still in the game. He gets a nice win here with his 5-year-old son of Neolithic. Neo Sign wins for trainer Tim Kreiser and jockey Carlos Lopez. Neo Sign now a 7-time winner. He's made a bunch of money. He went off 5-2 and paid $7.80 to win race 6. Let's take a look at race 7. We're back on the turf for race 7. We're going a mile and a 16th on a firm turf course, rail at 35 feet. Nice second level allowance condition for 3-year-olds and upward. Optional claiming $32,000. This race, one of our features of the day here to kick off the final pick 3. Let's see what happens in race 7.
Away and running. Good level start for them all, and then a little bit of bumping between Harp's Hot Corner and Mosler Time. Good speed in the yellow cap for Stormy Flight. Deep on the outside is Understudy Kitty. The rail is wide open for Mosler Time and Harp's Hot Corner. So with a circuit of the track to go, Mosler Time shows them the way, and Harp's Hot Corner's on the chase in second. Stormy Flight at the 6.5 furlong point is in a very nice spot in that third place position. Understudy Kitty is one path off the rail, and Versus is on a very tight hold as the public's pick. No pace on, 6 furlongs to go, and Mosler Time skips over the firm rated sod with a length and a half to the good. Harp's Hot Corner to the outside, a joint second, and Stormy Flight rides the PVC into that third place position. A gap of a length and a half down to Understudy Kitty, and Versus is still on hold as the favorite at 8-5. Midpoint of the backstretch run, Mosler Time, last glance at 7-1, shows the way by 3/4 of a length. Harp's Hot Corner got a reminder to stay on the speed. With 3.5 furlongs to go, Stormy Flight rides the rail. Understudy Kitty getting closer, and Versus hasn't moved a muscle yet. They turn again. Mosler Time continues to be this long-time leader. Harp's Hot Corner is coming under a heavy drive, not responding. Understudy Kitty is coming alive, so is Stormy Flight, and Versus starts to gather momentum as Harp's Hot Corner dropped the last, and they turn for home. Understudy Kitty stalked and pounced on the leader and rolls past the 3/16 pole with a winning break of 3. Mosler Time will try to recounter that effort in second, and here comes Versus charging down the center of the track, but Understudy Kitty had the jump at 5-2. Understudy Kitty has prevailed. Versus got up for second. It's a head bob for third. Mosler Time or Stormy Flight.
Understudy Kitty, the 4-year-old colt by Kitten's Joy, a homebred for the Bentley family and trainer Michael Matz. Understudy Kitty went off 5-2 and picks up her 3rd lifetime win. She's now made over $100,000 in career earnings. She had blinkers on for the first time today, and that was the right move by trainer Michael Matz. That put her right to the winner's circle. Understudy Kitty went off 5-2 and paid $7. Understudy Kitty gives jockey Julio Hernandez his 2nd win of the day. Let's turn the page here. Race 8 would be our upper level allowance feature of the day. It's a 3rd level allowance condition, optional claiming $62,500 for 3-year-olds and upward, going a mile and 70 yards on the main track. Let's check out the action from race 8.
Away and running. Good speed in the center for Goodbye Note. Right next door is Adero, and Wild Finest chiming in. St. Jude is sent hard at the 7.5 furlong pole, and Kozaris gets a little bit of pace to chase as they go around this first left turn. St. Jude out in the center of the track emerges past the 7 furlong pole with a 3/4 of a length lead, and Goodbye Note now is strangled back to hold in that 2nd place position. Kozaris enjoys the box seat today in 3rd, and Adero rides the rail in the 4th, and that leaves leaves Wild Fine with the money on last of all. So in a paceless affair, it's all St. Jude controls the clock and shows the way by one long length, but Goodbye Notice hot on the chase in second and gets closer to be a ground-saving neck away. Then you have Kozaris, who travels all by himself in third. Wild Fine is deep on the track, and Adero's last of all. All jockeys are happy with their positions and they're halfway home. It's St. Jude who continues to lead. Goodbye Note just got a reminder to stay with the speed. Kozaris is set alight on the far outside under a heavy drive. Wild Fine loops up on the far outside, and Adero shuffled to fifth. And here's the 5/16 pole, and now Wild Fine is rolling now. Kozaris is trying to stick with that rival, and St. Jude is pinned against the rail. Adero's a one-pace fourth, and Goodbye Note went too fast as they turn to the top of the stretch. Wild Fine comes rolling off the turn, nursing a two-length lead. Adero now merges in to be a joint second. St. Jude at the rail, and battling on is Kozaris inside the final 16th of a mile. Wild Fine is holding on by one. Adero's getting closer in a great big way. Adero's gonna get it. Adero in the final jump to win. To beat Wild Fine by an X, St. Jude third, Kozaris fourth.
Adero kept on coming and gets up in the final strides. A 5-year-old son of American freedom, now a 9-time winner. He's made about $400,000 in career earnings. Nice ride there, Frankie Pennington for Car Guys Racing LLC and trainer John C. Service. Adero went off 2-1 and paid $6.60 to win race 8. If you played the pick fives, the one that started in race 3 that paid out race 7, that one paid $500. The one that started race 4 paid out in race 8. That pick 5 paid $507.60. Congratulations if you had that. Let's turn the page here. Race 9 will be the final race of the day. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming $16,000 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 2. Let's check out the action from the Wednesday finale.
Away and running. Both Amazing Bernie and Ray's Blue Wagon had a nasty stumble at the start. Good speed for Nocturno and Knockout Guy. Cause It's Chilly is right there too, and Sandini muscles on through the inside. Around the first turn they go. Sandini takes over the lead with authority and shows the way by one. Nocturno is content to let Sandini go, and Knockout Guy stays towards the rail in third. Cause It's Chilly is deep on the track in fourth, and 3 line up behind this one, including Ray's Blue Wagon, Amazing Bernie, and Brindano's at the back of the pack. So it's Sandini at 8-5 at last flash, showing the way by almost 3. A clear-cut second on the outside is Nocturno. Injecting more pace is Knockout Guy, who stays parked towards the railing. Cause It's Chilly takes that spot away. Ray's Blue Wagon's in 5th with a half mile to go. Brindano's deep on the track, and Amazing Bernie is right there too. A close-knit field past the 3.5, and Sandini has 2 oncoming challengers. Cause It's Chilly's deep on the track. Nocturno needs to do a lot better than that. Up the inside, Amazing Bernie tries to find a passage, and deep on the track is Ray's Blue Wagon, a new leader. Cause It's Chilly at 21-1 hits the front of the top of the stretch. Nocturno now finally gets a second win and closing with power and pace. Amazing Bernie takes the inside route, and there's 3 chances here inside the final 200 yards. Cause It's Chilly is trying to see this through, but is coasting home on fumes and trying to get close to Nocturno every step of the way. Nocturno has momentum. Nocturno draws level. Nocturno got it done in the final few jumps to be Cause It's Chilly, Amazing Bernie, and Brindano.
Nocturno makes it a big day for Runnymore Racing as they get their second win of the day. Also the second win of the day for trainer Michael Matz, and the third win of the day for jockey Julio Hernandez. Nocturno went off 3-1 and paid $8.80. The 3-year-old son of Bernardini, now a 2-time winner. Congratulations. He had blinkers on today to get the win. So congratulations to all the winning connections of Nocturno. Jockey Julio Hernandez now with 42 wins on the meet. He's only 5 wins behind our leading rider, Jamie Rodriguez, so it could be a real interesting, tight jockeys race going down to the final couple months. If you hit the late pick 5 on Wednesday, congratulations. It wasn't that tough. You had a $9 horse, a couple $7 horses, a $6 horse, and then an $8 horse in the finale. The late pick 5 paid $1,057.75. Congratulations if you had that. Let's get a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about Thursday's card. I have a best bet and a price play to tell you about for Thursday. I'll tell you about that right after this. All right, let's talk about Thursday, August 14th here at Delaware Park. We have an 8-race car. We have a couple big 2-year-old stakes. Race 5, the $75,000 Blue Hen Stakes for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs on the main track. And race 7, the $75,000 Dover Stakes for 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the main track. My price play is going to come in race 7, the Dover. I like the 6, Mr. Supreme, at 10-1 morning line for trainer Jose Corrales. A nice 2-year-old chestnut gelding by First Mondays. He had a big second-in debut. Just forget about the second race. The rider fell off, but his third career start was right here at Delaware Park against Maiden Special Weight Company. He had a nice, impressive win that day with a 57 Beyer speed figure. That's the highest Beyer speed figure that anyone's run in the Dover. So I like the 6, Mr. Supreme, with Jan Hazelwood on top. 10-1 on the 6, Mr. Supreme in race 7. That's my price play of the day. My best bet's going to come in race 6. That's a turf sprint going 5 furlongs on a turf course, likely going to be firm. 25,000 starter allowance for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 2 are the conditions, optional claiming 35,000. And my best bet is the 8 Mach 2 Blue, a 3-year-old by Air Force Blue for trainer Kerry Raven. The Raven Barn's having a strong meet. Alexander Crispin rides this horse. This horse had a real nice maiden score sprinting on the turf here at Delaware with a 66 Beyer speed figure. Didn't run too well last out at Colonial. Didn't have the best trip down there. He was 37-1 in that spot. He's in an easier spot on Thursday. He gets first-time Lasix also on Thursday, so I like that. The 8 Mach 2 Blue is going to be a decent price, around 4-1. He's my best bet of the day for Thursday. We hope you can join us for Thursday. A couple 2-year-old stakes, some other nice races as well. Thanks to all our fans, horsemen, and bettors for supporting us on Wednesday. The handle a little over 1.6 million on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll do even better on Thursday with those couple 2-year-old stakes. Thanks again for joining us on Wednesday. Have a great night, and we hope to see you here on Thursday.